Welcome back, everyone, to our channel. This is Denise and Tom here. And today we're actually going to be discussing something that Denise has dealt with, actually struggled with over time, and is overcoming day by day now with the victory through God and through some tools that she's picked up along the way. And that topic today would be depression. It's something that we all struggle with from time to time, some more than others. But we do believe that there is ways to approach that and overcome that. And today, Denise is going to share some of that experience, strength, and hope in regards to depression. So, Denise, my first question is, when did you start feeling depressed, sad? Have you always felt that way? Can you give us a little bit of a background into when this started for you?
Well, I remember as a kid, I was very happy. I was very outgoing, and I think my depression started when I came to America.
How old were you when you came to America?
I was 11 when I came, and I just had to just get used to, new people in my life. I had to get used to being raised by my mom because, she came to America when I was very young and I wasn't really used to her. So I felt like I had to listen to her, and then I met a lot of new people, and I guess I can say that I'm a people pleaser. I always want to do things for people to make them happy. And I started feeling like people started taking advantage of me. So they saw that as a weakness from me, as me doing things for them all the time. And then, they would get upset when I decided that I didn't want to do those things anymore. So they would always talk about how I was changing, I wasn't the same anymore. Everything I did was never good enough. I had to keep doing more and more and more, and it kind of like took a toll on me, that I decided that instead of feeling that way, I would just be by myself. So I would just spend days and nights, in my room, just watching TV all day, sleeping all day. I didn't feel like, going outside. And yeah, that's how it started. I felt like people didn't genuinely care about me. They only cared for the fact that I did things for them that they asked for, and I always would say I'm a yes, 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 yes person. It's hard for me to say no to someone. So yeah, I felt like they were just taking advantage of me, and and it really saddened me that I used to do so much things for these people, and it just wasn't good enough for them. I needed to keep doing more.
Okay. And did you try anything to help the situation? I mean, did you try to seek outside help? Did you talk to anyone about your problems at the time when this was going on?
No. What I did was I just kept everything inside me, which is the worst thing you could ever do if you're ever depressed. I used to hang out with people, but for me to go outside and hang out with someone, I had to pretend that I was happy so they couldn't see the sadness in my eyes. So I just kept everything inside me. I felt like I was drowning in my depression, and I was like screaming on the inside, and just nobody would hear me. I just wanted someone to hear me and see what I was going through, but I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. So I decided that I'm just gonna, go through this on my own, and it wasn't a good experience for me. I didn't want people to feel sorry for me, and I hated myself. I don't remember a day that I woke up that I was truly happy, you know, that I didn't have to pretend that I was happy. You know, my smile was fake. My laughs was fake. Everything was just fake about me. Not fake, but it's just something that I had to, just like a poker face that I had to put on. And I got so good at putting this poker face on my face that, you know, people thought that I was happy all the time, that things was going great in my life when they weren't, you know. And then I would just go home and take my poker face and put it on my dresser and just lay on my bed and cry. I remember there were days that I cried every day for weeks in my room. I would just cry and cry and cry and hate myself. And I would ask God, like, you know, like, what's my purpose? Like, I feel like I don't have a purpose. I'm so weak. You know, I would pray for him to, like, take my life because I didn't want it to live this life anymore. You know, I tried so many times to, I'm sorry. I tried so many times to take my own life. You know, I try to drown myself. Like, I would go and take a bath and I would, you know, go in the water, and I just wanted to close my eyes and just stay there and not come up. I tried to take pills. I remember one time I took a bunch of pills and put them in my mouth, and I just kept them in there, and I wanted to swallow them, but I was just, you know, I'm like, I was such a weak person that I couldn't even take my own life. You know, I tried to cut myself because I didn't want it to live. I just felt weak. You know, I felt like I didn't belong here, that nobody truly cared about me, and I was just around so many negative people. I mean, I had a few positive people in my life, but I don't know, I felt like I just allowed myself to be around these negative people that I totally forgot about the good people that actually cared about me, because I didn't care about myself anymore. You know, I'm like, if this is my life, this is my life, you know.
And how long would you say this went on for? I mean, it sounds pretty severe, the pain, the sadness that you were feeling. And
Yeah.
I mean, for how long do you think you were living through that?
Oh, for years. I lived like that for years. And honestly, I can say I'm glad I didn't take my life.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how, but I tried many times, but I lived like that for years, and it was just awful, you know. I was lonely. I was by myself. I would spend days and days in my room. I never went out. Like, sometimes my mom would come in my room and make sure that I was okay, that I was alive in there. It's just, you know, I just felt safe. I felt safe not being around people, because I just used to hate how I felt, how they make me feel most of the time. And it was it was really hard. I mean, depression is just, I don't even wish that on my enemies, if I have any. Yeah, it's something that if you don't seek help, you know, like, a lot of people nowadays are taking their own lives because they can't find anyone to help them, you know, and it's really hard going through that situation.
So, yeah, absolutely, and you know, I can relate to a lot of things you just mentioned. Now, you know, it sounds like you were going through that for quite a long time. What started to change? You obviously recognized that you had a problem in regards to your feelings. Obviously, it's not okay to not want to live, things like that. But what kind of things happened in your life to shift into recognizing that, wanting to address it, and overcome it?
I would say when I met you. Yeah, I just, because, you know, when I met you, you told me about your addiction and how you were in recovery. And I was like, wow, like, I wish I was like that. You know, I wish I was strong enough to, you know, try to find people to help me. And, you know, and when we started hanging out and, you know, we had a relationship and I got to meet your friends, and I was in awe that you were surrounded by so many positive people that believed in you, and these people that didn't even like know me believed in me more than I ever believed in myself. You know, like with the church, they you know, encouraged me to see myself in a different way. Like, I'm better than what people think that I am. You know, I have a God that loves me, and that's all it should matter. You know, like, he loves me, so I need to learn how to love myself. You know, and I realized that I needed to stop being around negative people and surround myself with positive people that's doing the same thing that I want to do. Mm-hmm. That believes in me more than I believe in myself. And yeah, that's when I said I want to be happy. And I'm so grateful that, you know, God has blessed me with so many things in my life, my husband, my daughter, and now I wake up in the morning and I truly feel happy. I don't feel like I have to go outside and pretend that I'm happy. You know, I want to live for my family, I want to live for myself, and I want to live for God and the people in my life that truly cares about me and truly loves me. And I'm just glad I don't live that life anymore. But I truly feel like God was preparing me for my greater. You know, there's a song that says that if it hadn't been for the shaking, I would have never knew how anointed I would be. And if it hadn't been for the beating, I would never had walked into my destiny. And I truly feel like, you know, God was preparing me for my greater, because I went through all of that, and now I'm here, and I can say that I'm so grateful to have my life. Like, I love my life. I don't ever want to feel like I have to take the easy way out, which is suicide. I'm just very, happy. I'm very happy.
Well, I mean, that's such a great testimony, and, you know, just amazing. But, you know, a question I have for you is, you know, you have expressed where you were, where you are now. Now, what are some tips and what are some things that you do to keep you in that state of joy? Because as we know, it's hard work, spiritually, yes, emotionally, to have that perspective, to realize what's important, to be grateful for the things you have and not focusing on the negative things. But for you, Denise, in your own words, what do you do, just a couple of things maybe, on a daily basis? I mean, when you start to have those old feelings or circumstances happen that are upsetting, how do you address those things?
Well, I would say what I do now is I definitely surround myself with positive people. And if there's a day that I'm feeling down, or I feel like my depression is trying to, you know, creep in, knock down the door, you know, I actually learned this from my husband. I always try to like talk to someone. You know, I would either text someone, I call someone and tell them, you know, I'm feeling very depressed today. And they just give me words of encouragement, you know, and give me advice, and just, you know, just all you have to do is just find someone that you can have a conversation with. Don't keep that stuff inside you, because it will eat you alive. Trust me. Try to not be afraid to talk to someone. Just let whatever it's in your heart that's bothering you, just let it out. let someone hear it. And sometimes that's all you need. You just need someone to listen. You just need to let someone that's sitting there and is truly listening to you, so you can let every emotions out. I just say don't keep it in. Just let it out. And another thing that I do, I pray. I pray every day when I walk out the house. I try to keep my relationship that I have built with God that I didn't have before, and I feel good. Like if I feel sad, I go on YouTube and I play some gospel music and I start singing in the house and loud, and I just feel so good when I do that. Like it just makes me so happy to worship to this God that believed in me, that didn't let me fall into the lies of the devil that was telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't belong here, and yeah, that's what I do now. That keeps me sane and happy every day.
Right, and another thing I think that she does that I see in her, and I think what is crucial and also very much what we believe in regards to when you're feeling down and you feel like things are stacked against you, is you reach out your hand to help somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it is about that altruistic reaching your hand out to help somebody out, but when you do that, something happens. I don't know if you just lose the focus on your own problems. I don't know what it is, but Denise has been starting to reach out to other women, reaching out her hand, trying to encourage them. And it's amazing because, she'll do that and then she'll call me or talk to me after and she'll be like, that was so amazing. And, God actually used me to help somebody. And she was right. Like all of those things she went through, right? When she was going through them, she couldn't see why. But now that she's on the other side of those things, she's using all of that darkness that was in her life and using that to encourage other people, to speak life into other people, to say, I got through it, you can get through it. Mm-hmm. And that's an amazing thing, and sometimes it's just a small little thing. You hold the door for someone, you compliment someone, right? But that's always really, really helpful in our spiritual walk. We feel like trying to help other people is great. I think that prayer is huge, like what Denise said. Getting people around you that are positive, that love you for who you are, not what you can give them, right? Someone that loves you for who you are. And we, like she said, try to surround ourselves with people that love us for who we are, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're encouraging you to do. Get positive people around you. Find a local church that are positive, loving people, that are living like Jesus, that are not just talking about it, but acting that way, right? And we believe that you can overcome those things. And we were both in places where we did not see a way out. We didn't see anything but darkness. And it wasn't of our own doing. By God's grace, by the people around us to encourage us and love on us, we're now on the other side of that. And when we face those things, we have an army surrounding us. Not only God's presence, but people in our lives to encourage us. So just don't lose hope out there. Find people that will lift you up, to encourage you. And don't forget that God is always with you. You can always talk to him. If you feel alone, he's with you. Call out to him, cry out to him, and he will answer, and he is there for you. Anything else to share, Denise?
No.
Well,
that's all I have for today.
I just want to thank Denise. This was really deep, really tough stuff to talk about. But we're doing this not because it's comfortable, not because it makes us, happy to talk about these dark times, but we're doing it to try to bring a message of hope to people out there that are not feeling like there is a way out. Spirituality is the way out. God, the relationship with him, is the way out. People that love you and care about you, that surround you, is the way out. So we just want to encourage you with that. God bless you, and please subscribe, like, and there will be more great videos to come.
Yes, and remember, Jesus loves you. Honey,